Monquista, the land of the monkeys. According to the Pirate101 wiki, it was once an inconsequential, isolated backwater in the outer rim of the spiral. But due to the massive amounts of gold from their colony in Skull Island, they quickly became a power in the spiral. Monquista is ruled by a king and queen, and as we've seen in Puerto Rico, the government officials come and go quickly. The society cares a lot about money, power, and status. And yes, there are a lot of inflated egos in Monquista. Picking up where we left off, we were tasked with taking Cortez to the king and queen in Monquista City. When we arrive, they thank us for all we have done. I guess they forgot about us robbing the Presidio. And then they ask us to deliver Cortez to the prison Zinda to be executed. We deliver him and hand orders from the king to the guards. The orders say to execute Cortez. And us, apparently. I guess they didn't forget about us robbing them. We are attacked, but we free Cortez and repel the guards. We take over the prison and free the other prisoners. One important one is Queen Eleanor, a former queen of Monquista before she was deposed. She offers us a plan to overthrow the current monarchy, and she will help us get the treaty for Avery. So Cortez, us, and the other prisoners all join the opposition, a group to help overthrow the monarchy. We are sent to talk to the other former queens, who have also been deposed. They've been conspiring against the crown for a while, and we are sent to see what their plan is. We head to St. Bonobos Abbey to talk to Queen Anne. She sends us to find Queen Catherine, who is held at Summer Palace. She has a plan to splinter the noble houses and destroy the monarchy. We invade the Summer Palace through the sewers and find her. We find out that her plan and all her agents were found by the Holy Monquisition. Zinda is all that's left of the opposition now. We return to Zinda and see that it has been transformed into a fortress. We tell Queen Eleanor the bad news, and she decides to come up with her own plan. There's a treasure called the Monkey's Paw, and she says that if we find it, it will draw many noble families to the opposition side. She sends us to La Mancha to find Monkey Jote, who knows where the paw is. We find Monkey Jote, except he is Don Quixote, and he seems to have a few screws loose. We talk instead to his servant, Pancho Stanza, and he details for us the monkey's paw and what happened to Monkey Jote in this puppet show.
The monkey's paw is a sacred relic, the preserved hand of Saint Bonzo the Unfortunate, martyred no less than 3 times during the Great Reconciliation of the Holy Church. Blessed by the first banana tree, Bonzo worked many miracles before his third and final death. After his death, Bonzo's hand was fixed to the end of a golden scepter and retains miraculous powers to this day. Any Monquistan who holds it may make 3 wishes, which are granted by divine grace. But if their soul is not pure, their wishes will bring them despair instead of happiness. So it was with my master. Monkey Jote, a retainer of the Lord of La Mancha, undertook a great quest to find the paw. After many trials, he found the relic and brought it back to La Mancha. He was tasked to bring the paw to his lord, but could not resist temptation. He made 2 wishes, and despair followed. For his first wish, my master asked for 1 million bananas. He was hungry, you see. For his second wish, my lord sought power. He wished to become a Don, a lord. He wished to become Don Quixote. But this did not happen. Instead of Don Quixote, he became Don Quixote, transformed from a Monquistan into a donkey. The transformation drove him mad. But that was just the beginning of the troubles. 1 million bananas. This is an unimaginably rich hoard. Word spread quickly that La Mancha had a priceless heap of bananas, and every lord in Monquista came to claim a share of the treasure. The war that followed devastated La Mancha, leaving it empty and without a lord. Thus, you find it and my master.
Monkey Jote has 1 wish left that he could use to fix himself and return himself to a monkey, but the paw was lost in the battle in La Mancha. No one knows who took it, but one soldier who fought here, Antonio de Miranda, may know. We find him and he tells us of a book that details the events of the La Mancha battle. It, however, has been locked away in the library in Monquista City. But clearly that's a problem since we aren't allowed there. So we sneak into the library through the city drains. There are a lot of drains in this game. We fight our way through and climb up a ladder to a secret entrance in the library. There, a librarian stops us and says not to worry. He also doesn't like the crown. He gives us a mask to put on as a disguise. They'll never suspect a thing. We then trade books around until we get the right book and bring it back to the librarian. We learn that the Valvita brothers ended up with the paw and they crashed in Diablo's Cut, so we head there to find the paw. Upon reaching the entrance to Diablo Cut, we find a shield with writing on it. It says to turn back. All that awaits is death. The marker was raised to honor the Valvita brothers, whose prize, the monkey's paw, was their undoing. Despite this, we continue and find the crashed ship. We investigate and are attacked by carnivorous roots that have overtaken the ship. We don't find the paw, but Old Scratch brings back a fallen Monquistador that tells us what happened. The ship was out of food, and Martin Valvita wished for something to eat, so the vines grew. They grew to eat, just like he had wished for, and the crew was decimated. The brothers and survivors rushed into a nearby cavern. Learning this, we follow their trail. Upon entering, we see the story of the brothers on the wall, written by the guardian of the paw. One brother wished for his fallen troops to rise, and the others to fly into the skies, so they did. The dead came back as undead skeletons, and the living grew demon wings. The second brother wished for water, and so it came, but with it came a monster in the deep. After this, the youngest brother, now the guardian of the paw, hid the paw from everyone. We see that we need 3 keys to get the paw, one from the dead, one from the deep, and the other from the demon's claws. We gather each key and make our way to the paw, but the 2 older brothers try to stop us. We defeat them and make our way to the chamber of the paw. The youngest Valvita brother, the guardian of the paw, gives us one final test. We have to choose the right one. All the fakes offer only death. There's only one staff with a monkey's hand here, so this test is pretty simple. We pass, and he gives us one final warning, to use the paw only for good, if we can. We bring the paw back to Don Quixote and his servant, but instead of using it to turn himself back to a monkey, he wishes for 1,000,000 bananas. His servant sighs and gives one last warning about the paw before sending us back to the opposition in Zenda. We give the paw to Queen Eleanor and Cortez, and they assure us that with it they will raise an army, fix the Monquistan government, and also that there are 1,000,000 bananas in La Mancha that will help them recruit soldiers. With that, Queen Eleanor signs and stamps a document that tells the governor in Puerto Rico to sign a trade treaty with Skull Island immediately, and she sends us on our way with gratitude. We head to Puerto Rico and reunite with our old friend, the Major Domo, who greets us in his friendly yet hurtful manner. We head up and speak to yet another new governor, who says the old governor didn't say anything about us, and he doesn't have time for us. Luckily, our good friend, the Major Domo, says that he will figure it out for us and get our trade treaty handled. Before we leave, however, he tells us that a letter marked urgent arrived for us. He read it, and he says it's from One-Eyed Jack. One-Eyed Jack says that we are in danger, and that every pirate in Skull Island is after us for a map. He says it's not safe in Flotsam, and to meet him in the tavern in Scrimshaw. The Major Domo wishes us luck, and that concludes the story of Monquista. When we return, we will cover a small part of Skull Island and learn what Jack is talking about. Thanks for watching, guys. When we return, we'll cover the small part of Skull Island and figure out what Jack is talking about in map. And, yeah. I hope you enjoyed this second part to this series. If y'all want more, continue to like, show your friends, and I hope it's you learning a little bit of something about Pirate 101. Let me know in the comments what your favorite moment from the story was, or what character you want to see more of. Me personally, I want to see more of the Major Domo or Cortez. But yeah, I will see y'all in the next one. God bless you, and thanks guys. Love y'all. Peace.